I'm Nick Wheeler. I'm from Mount Vernon, Illinois, and own Once Upon a Lifetime Photography.
I'm Dave Mullinex. I own Thua Lens Photography, based in Southern Illinois.
So you guys came to the boot camp last year, and why'd you come back?
Well,
Go ahead.
I guess I'll go. There was so much information last year, and we retained a lot of it, but there was just so much that we really felt that it would be very beneficial to go ahead and attend again, and to pick up on all the things that we put aside last year because it was our first year in the business with school, and so we were focusing so much on the other stuff that we really wanted to come and sharpen up everything else.
We're primarily portrait photographers coming into this, and this was like learning a foreign language initially to us. So like Nick says, there was a lot to take in, and a lot of what went kind of over our head last year is making a lot more sense this year. So it's coming back this year was really beneficial and helpful.
So last year you had your very first school. How did that go? How big was the school? What did you photograph?
Our school was 200 kids. It was a basic elementary school, and it went really well. We had no problems with the yearbook shots. Our first go at it, you know, I was real nervous about that, and then I had one phone call that something was wrong.
Really?
Everything went all the way from shooting it, scanning it, and all the way through the process through H&H and back to the customers with no problems whatsoever. And so I speak for myself, but the school as well could not believe how great and smooth it went, and was very, very pleased. So
It's unusual for things to go smoothly around our studios.
So if you were thinking back to last year, what was the big thing that you took away from the class?
Well, let me start by saying, when we came into this, we've been portrait photographers a while now, and this to me looks like where the industry is going. We were looking for stability in our business, and I think school photography is going to provide that, and that's what we learned. I mean, from kind of networking with other photographers here and talking to the instructors, this is really what we're looking for, I think, for our future.
This area was the only area our studio wasn't covering, and because we both have full service portrait studios, so we cover every other end. You know, besides like product commercial stuff, you know, we cover almost everything else except for this end. So, you know, we really feel the size of our studios, and we have employees, that we need to be as most diverse as we can with everything to you know, to make sure everything's you know, on task and everything.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, it's diversification, really.
We talked about this a little bit, and you kind of gave some reasons why you returned, that there was so much information last year. It was learning a new language. Was there anything else that you said, hey, let's come back and focus on this area this year when we're here?
Sales.
Yeah.
Sales.
Marketing.
I knew we could figure the technical aspects of it out, but sales is such an intangible, subjective thing that I really wanted to concentrate, you know, on what folks that are successful in this industry are doing in that regard. So that's what I needed in encouragement. That's what I needed in information. I just needed an overview of it, along with all the detailed information that goes along with sales and stuff, to give me the confidence to go out and do what needs to be done.
I think too, if it was something that we had been shooting schools for, you know, 3 years even, already using the H&H process of scanning and everything, I think we probably, you know, could have just handled the one time through, but
yeah.
We were rookies. I mean, we were straight, we had no idea what we were doing. We had a school, and we needed some leadership and guidance, and that was what we got the year before, and we knew we would get even more if we came back. So.
Well, and we also want to build this. We want this to be big for both of our studios, and knowing where we want to go with this, we needed this information. We could bluff our way through a couple small schools, but that's not where we want to be 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now. So we wanted a good foundation to where we're heading.
what was your big takeaway this year from the class that you've been in the last 2 days?
Get out there and do it. That's the big deal right there. You've got to factor in with portrait studios. You're always so busy. You haven't got time to do everything that you'd like to do. This is something that has to be incorporated into your daily function, your weekly function. And the only way this is going to work for either one of us is if we just say we're going to do this so many days a week. We're going to actually put the effort into this, knowing that the rewards that are down the line and such, and factor in the time in our schedules, because that's what gets away from me in a portrait studio. And that was the biggest takeaway I've had, is knowing that I got to go back and get real serious about how to build this thing.
And I think that was the number one for me too as well, but also on top of that would be, you know, last year we used our regular studio equipment for everything that we did, and this year really taken away, and we've got, you know, a good true list of equipment that we can get that's affordable, that we can build kits for these schools and not have to take away from our studio stuff and worry about, oh, the next day I have sessions, so I got to get everything back, set everything back up. And so that's, like he said, we're going to build this into more than just 1 or 2 schools. So I think that would be the next thing, that we really start getting some school kits put together for that, and so that everything's a lot faster, you know, the next time around and in the future.
Yeah.
So over the last 2 years, you've invested 5 days coming to this. 3 years, or 3 days last year, 2 days so far this year. Was the investment worth it? Are you seeing a payback?
Oh,
hands down. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, yeah. 'Cause, we figured our averages after this year, and they were spot on with the nation averages, just like Jeff and them had suggested. And you know, and we didn't even talk about the planning of the flyers and
right.
You know, the pricing structure. I mean, like I said, we were rookies, so that would have been so difficult without the help of H&H. Yeah, we really been stumbling our way through that part, and so yeah, that was huge.
So if you had one piece of advice for someone who's watching this that's not in the school business, it is a full service studio, what would you tell them to do?
I'd say it never hurts to have this part of your, you know, part of your business to add to, and, you know, service to provide. We both think that it's gonna, you know, people have to go to school. People get their, you know, yearbooks pictures taken every year. You know, they don't have to come for me for senior pictures. They don't have to come to me for, you know, for a family shot or something like that. But kids always go to school. They get their picture taken no matter what, and the percentages, you know, seem like they're the same every year. That, you know, you're going to get a guaranteed number of percentage of people buying. The averages work out, and I just think it's a real consistent
stability for the studio. That's what I think most of studios are looking for, is a certain amount of stability these days, with the economy being like it is and the competition being what it is.
Okay, guys, thanks for your time.